This is an interview technique. They do it on CNN.
You know, I thought it was a seance.
Who knows? Okay. Kia ora koutou. It is my great pleasure to introduce the one, the only, Paddy Gower. Paddy, my first question for you is, which card would you like to choose?
Robbie, I'd just like to start by saying thank you so much for having me on the program. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the ladybug.
It's a ladybug! Okay, well, as we all know, as part of this drinking exercise, a ladybug is a ship came into the harbour. Yay!
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you say a category of a thing like a cheese or a shoe type, or...
Oh, I thought I'd drink.
Oh, you're welcome to drink whenever you like.
Yeah.
But
Thought it was a drinking game.
Well, yeah, okay.
Ship came into the harbour carrying a whole lot of owls.
Owls?
No, owl.
Pigwidgeon.
What the fuck did you just say?
It's an owl from Harry Potter. But
Okay.
You say an owl.
Well, obviously the moorpork.
Oh, good one. Hedwig.
The beige forest owl from Nottingham. Help me. Come on.
That's a drink. That's a drink.
Okay. Okay. I see how it
That's
works.
all right.
I
That's
see
all
how
right.
it works,
Okay.
yeah.
My go. Okay. A ship came into the harbour carrying a shipload of.
This is a political thing, right?
This is a political interview. This is an important political interview that I'm doing.
Okay.
A ship came into the harbour carrying a shipload of colleagues you're embarrassed by.
Oh. Well.
I go first.
So what do you start with? You did the ABC thing before, didn't you? I'll start with Sean Plunkett.
Okay, my turn. Duncan Garner.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
yeah,
you'll
go. Is he a colleague? Because I hate to call him a colleague, but that absolute fucking disgrace, Hosking.
Absolute fucking disgrace, Hosking.
But he's not really a colleague.
To be honest, I thought he would be less keen to list them.
No, go for it.
But
honestly, bro, I could go all night.
You know what? Let's call it there. We'll call it there. It's yucky. It's sewer. Okay, my turn. Okay, I got blue snail. Yeah, you know. Okay, blue snail is, of course, never have I ever. Okay.
Good.
Never have I ever.
Just spit it out.
Seen Mike McRoberts naked. Have you done that? Because if you.
Well, I mean.
Come on.
You know, is his ass naked? Like just his butt. With the news.
I think that's a drink. That's a drink.
Yeah.
Okay, you go. You say never have I ever.
No, but the poor bastard got TV3 tattooed on his ass. And then we changed our 3 News on his ass, and we changed our name to Newshub. Does no one know about that?
Across both?
Yeah. It's like 3 on the left cheek, News on the other side. Then he crossed out the 3, he put Hub. It's like Hub News.
He has to be kind of upside down.
He spends a lot of time looking at himself in the mirror, so that's why it works for him.
You'll go.
Oh, I say never. What do I do? How do I do it?
You say never have I ever, and you try and think of something that I have done that you haven't done.
Yeah, never have I ever actually had an actual white man who sits behind a desk who is better at doing this than you, rather than some lame politician who just wants attention. Or is this the first time?
Hold on. Truly the longest sentence I've ever heard in my life.
It's quite a simple concept. Am I actually better at this than you, rather than the politicians who come here to get attention? Am I real white man behind the desk?
I think I'm just going to drink through this one. That sounds like a good strategy. But I think the important thing is this is a fun game, and we're having fun playing the game.
Yeah,
okay, that's the important thing.
I'm sorry, I got to weigh in here. You've said game way too many times.
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
That was a mistake. I didn't mean to say game.
You know what? I'm going to give you the list of questions. Really sorry to barge in, but Greenpeace, our sponsor, isn't paying us to play games. You need to get some actual content down.
The question seems sad.
Honestly, no one cares. Just
When this coalition government was elected, you said change, complete change. The new government will totally change New Zealand's politics and its economy. Do you still believe that change is coming?
I said that, and then I quit. I quit politics not long after that happened, and thank God I did, because that was blatantly fucking wrong. The worst call I ever made in my career.
Sorry for bringing it up.
And I
It's just on the
apologise to everyone who saw it and read it, because we see it's patently not true.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's okay. I know it's a comedy show.
See,
but
they're sad.
yeah.
They're sad. And they
Yeah.
make people sad. Okay.
I got excited and hopeful.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
This morning, the draft zero carbon bill was released. At 1:28 p.m. on the front page of the Newshub website, the company you work for, the most prominent story was, "Watch, octopus attacks blogger as she tries to eat it on live stream." Scrolling down revealed a smaller story.
What happened?
Hold on.
What happened to the blogger?
I've got to read the whole thing. Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Smaller story, frustratingly cruel, farmer fury grows over government's climate change plans. Is this good enough? And if not, how are you pressuring your employers to cover climate change better?
Yeah, so in my 10 years, I had a very privileged role in Parliament, reporting on it and questioning them. And what happened with climate change is I realised quite soon on it was very, very boring and hard to report on.
Yeah,
So
see?
I spent 5 to 6 years, I'm not sure exactly, I can go back and get the numbers, trying to deny climate change personally, because I was like, if I deny it, then I don't have to do stories on it. And then I kind of was like, actually, this is real. This is all happening in the background. I was like, actually, this is real. I do need to, as a political editor, communicate climate change and its implications and how the government's dealing with it to the wider audience and to New Zealand. And then I was just like, no way, that's too hard. And then I quit.
But you still work for Newshub, is that right?
Yeah, I do.
So how are you pressuring them to cover climate
Well,
change
I'm not
better?
going to pressure them at all. What I'm going to do is, as soon as I get out of this show, program, I'm going to go and find out what happened to the blogger with the octopus.
Right.
And then I'm also going to secretly ask the website people what the hits were on the octopus and what the hits were on the climate change. And I'm never going to tell you or anyone, but I'm going to secretly laugh to myself when they're much more on the octopus.
Yeah. Well, that was the main one.
I won't really do that, but probably will.
Your colleague,
Just to
Duncan
prove my
Garner
point, yes.
has said that the climate strike was just a day off school. Another.
I told you, sorry to cut the question short, but didn't we put him on the
Does it
disgrace
count
list?
if we
Aren't I ashamed of Garner? Before you go on, I'm ashamed of him.
That's okay.
Yeah,
My
I'm
question
ashamed
is,
of him.
do you believe a profit-driven media company will put the truth ahead of clickbait? And if not, why should you continue to work there?
Oh. Can I get back to you tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll allow that. Oak Tree Capital Group, which owns MediaWorks and Newshub, owns...
Fantastic company. One of the best vulture funds in the world.
They own the Oak Tree Energy Infrastructure Fund based in the Cayman Islands.
Jesus,
and
do they?
also own 1.79 million shares in Northern Oil and Gas Incorporated. If MediaWorks took a firmly activist stance on climate change, would there be a corporate pushback? I don't know what any of this means. This is...
I mean, neither do I, but I guess my answer is probably.
Yeah, okay.
No. What? I mean, no. I mean, absolutely not. Independence is everything. Yeah. Did you get that? Probably.
Paddy?
Oak Tree.
I'm quite scared.
Just like to apologise to Oak Tree, the global funder of many successful businesses, including ours, in many countries around the world that enable not just the pursuit of commerce, but the pursuit of democracy. Can you do it too, bro? Can you?
Yay! Oak Tree. I'm quite scared of like the water wars and people abandoning refugees and you know the insects dying. Can you tell me that the experts are wrong and that everything is going to be fine?
Listen.
That's all the time we have for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you heaps, Paddy. Thank
Thank you so much. Good to work with a professional.